share with you today. My name is Sada. I work with the World Bank African Mental Health Unit, and specifically on a program at the World Bank called eTransform Africa. It's a new initiative begun in 2009, and it is an effort to better understand how information and communication technologies are improving all sectors across the board in sub-Saharan Africa. I work specifically in the health sector, and part of that eTransform initiative is searching for evidence, really strong evidence that mHealth and eHealth efforts are actually making a difference on health outcomes. Of course, the tools are very cool, and people seem to like them at first, and the short-term benefits, but we want to be able to track over time the impact that health might have cities. So if you go to the next slide, please. Is it on the research? Could you confirm that it's on the right slide? Before it's not, but I can now. Now I can hear you, yeah. And has the slide, can see anything on my screen? I'm not sure which slide. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Okay, sure thing. You're welcome. Okay. Sure. You're welcome.
So my apologies, I think we're having a little bit of connection issues between here and Ethiopia, I guess, where Kate is. So while we try and solve the technical issue between us, can I request Professor Kirti Trivedi to please go ahead with his presentation, and we'll come back to Kate after that. Professor Kirti doesn't need an introduction. He's been here with us throughout and been a long associate of MSSRF, and I'm sure a lot of you know. So Professor Kirti, please go ahead.
Topic today which I'm talking about is how to enable this universal access. So everyone has access to all the benefits of mobile technology, and so it actually leads to better growth. The things which inhibit at this point, according to my point of view, because I develop lots of things and you get stuck. So there are interaction issues, there are hardware issues, and there are economic issues which actually restrain universal access. Universal access implies everyone can have the advantages of these new possibilities. Actually, everyone agrees, and I think there is no disagreement on this, that access to mobile phones is very important for inclusive growth. Vodafone Group study in 2009 said evidence of positive impact mobiles have on socio-economic development is unequivocal. And for India, every 10% increase in penetration results in a 1.2 increase in a state's economic growth. A study by John Umbro, mobile communication significantly improves quality of life, providing the tools to deliver enormous socio-economic benefits to people in developing countries. Connectivity helps to offset a lack of resources, particularly in rural areas, and provides access to a range of service, including education and healthcare. Michael Joseph, CEO of Safaricom in Africa, many of these are from the report we saw this morning. Foreign aid changes people's lives temporarily, and that's it. When it's gone, it's gone. I think half the GDP growth of Kenya comes because of the mobile phone revolution, not because of anything else. It has provided people means of communication. It has made a huge impact on people's lives. Zuckerman, in Global Voices Online, the changes, we see this in India also all the time, the changes brought about by mobile phones are both subtle and omnipresent. Mobile phone numbers painted above shop doors allow merchants to untether from their stalls. Carpentry ads scrawled on road signs turn a craftsman into a phone with an independent mobile business. Secure money from abroad to pay the village school fees that grants a child an education. So beginning with interaction and interface issues using the mobile phone, we have to remember mobile phones displays this very simple and easy to use and cheap device. This was universal. Anyone without any level of literacy could just use it and talk to it. So mobile phones, as of now, as they stand, are very poor substitute for this very simple device. Actually, using mobile phones, because we are talking of the whole world population, should be self-evident. Being self-evident means there is no need to read manuals, or doesn't need to be explained, or there should not be any labels to figure out what means what. And it should be capable of being directly understood by everyone. The problem comes with the new digital products, which have increasing variety and complexity. So there are new interactions which were never before. There are new interfaces. There are multivariable uses of the same display, and there is a merging of display and control. And this results in a constant stream of new products which we cannot understand so easily. Many times we don't even know when we look at a digital product, what is it, what does it do, how to use it. For example, what is it? Maybe it's a camera, maybe it's a media player, maybe it's a mobile phone. It has little bits of everything, but doesn't really tell us what it is. Then we have the confusion, because they are both hard features and they're soft screen, and we don't know if something is a button or is it a display. Half the time, even I keep ending up whether I should touch it or whether I should just look at it. So are they displays or are they controls? If it's a display, we're still worried it's what kind of display. Is it just display to look at, or is it touch screen, or is it multi-touch, or is it multi-touch with modes? And there are all kinds of new interactions we never had to worry about. So if you have a button, we don't know if just to press it, or to click, or click once, or click twice, or click and keep holding, or tap, or push left, or push right. And what does one do with the button? And the question comes sometimes, is it a button? Or maybe it's not a button, it's a toggle. So you're supposed to do something else. This increasing variety and complexity of functional products with many views, the use is less self-evident because there are multiple possibilities, and this is an evolving field, and everybody trying to make their own icons and their own way of doing things. We are missing this self-evidentness, which comes from a consistent physiognomy. As long as the internal physiognomy remains same, the external form can change endlessly, but we can understand. And this is a major property in nature. So even if you have never seen any of these things before, you know which is the eye, which is the tail, which is the body, which is the leg. There is no confusion. They differ so widely. Where is the neck, which is the beak, which is the tail. No bird is ever completely a strange bird, and you can recognize it's a bird. So there is no labeling. There is nobody telling this is pause, this is a start, this is whatever. We can just know throughout this variety the features. This is because the form in nature results from the visual manifestation of an inner order and a structure which defines a class of being and natural objects. And when man-made objects have the same kind of a structural consistency, then same clarity comes in the product form. And you can have a whole lot of variety, just like we see in nature. One of the major problems currently, because this is an unknown field, product designers do not learn anymore or do not have a big understanding. This is a new area of research. What are the